I spent nearly 20 years believing the hardest workout was the best workout. If I left the gym without sore muscles, shaky legs, and questioning my life choices, I figured I'd wasted my time. Turns out, I wasn't training for the next 30 years. I was training to impress the guy in the mirror. And those are two very different goals. Because after 50, the question isn't, how much can you lift? It's, how long can you keep doing the things you love without your body negotiating new terms every Monday morning? The funny part, most men don't need a better workout. They need a better filter. After 20 years of trying almost everything, these are the only 5 things I'd keep. Everything else can stay in the locker room. And here's something to think about while we go through them. One of the 5 isn't an exercise at all. In fact, it might be the reason so many men work harder every year, yet somehow feel weaker. We'll come back to that. Train movements, not muscles. If I had to start over, I'd stop asking, what muscle am I training today? I'd ask, what movement do I want to keep for the next 30 years? Because life doesn't care how much you can curl. Life asks whether you can lift a suitcase into the car, get off the floor without making sound effects, or carry 2 bags of groceries without stopping halfway to renegotiate. That's why my first choice would be a simple goblet squat. Not because it's flashy, because it teaches your hips, knees, core, and upper body to work together. Better than a leg extension machine? For most men over 50, yes. The machine strengthens one piece of the puzzle. The squat teaches the whole puzzle to cooperate. Start with a light dumbbell, or even just body weight. Sit back as though you're aiming for a chair, keep your chest proud, and stand up by pushing through your feet. If depth bothers your knees, squat to a chair first. Once you can perform 10 smooth repetitions with complete control, gradually lower the chair or add a little weight. Keep your belly button gently drawing toward your spine. Breathe out as you stand. Don't chase failure. Leave 1 or 2 good repetitions in the tank. One of the biggest surprises in medicine has been realizing that joints often prefer well-managed movement over complete protection. They like being invited to the party. They just don't enjoy being thrown into it. Stick with this, and standing up from a low chair starts feeling ordinary again. Which brings us to something men rarely think about until the pickle jar wins. Treat your grip like retirement savings. Grip strength doesn't sound exciting. Neither does brushing your teeth. You still wouldn't recommend skipping either. Your hands connect every pull, every carry, every lift, and countless everyday tasks. When grip fades, the rest of your strength quietly follows. Farmers' carries became one of my favorite exercises far later than they should have. Probably because carrying heavy things in circles doesn't sound nearly as impressive as bench pressing. Until you realize life is basically one long farmer's carry. Hold a pair of dumbbells at your sides and walk slowly with a tall posture. Small, controlled steps, shoulders relaxed, eyes forward. If that's too much, use lighter weights or shorten the distance. If it's easy, increase the distance before increasing the load. Keep your core gently braced and breathe normally. No need to walk like you're sneaking through a museum. The goal is steady control, not dramatic determination. The payoff shows up outside the gym. Luggage feels lighter. Yard work feels easier. Even opening stubborn jars becomes slightly less theatrical. And that brings us back to the question from the beginning. What's the one thing I'd keep after 20 years that isn't really an exercise at all?
Stop chasing exhaustion. Start chasing recovery.
Here's the answer. The most valuable thing I'd keep isn't another exercise. It's walking out of the gym feeling like I could still do a little more. That would have sounded ridiculous to my younger self. Back then, I thought every workout needed a dramatic ending. If I wasn't sitting on a bench wondering whose idea this was, I assumed it didn't count. It counted. I just didn't know it yet. Your muscles grow and adapt while you recover, not while you're squeezing out one last heroic repetition. This is one of those things I wish we'd explained better years ago. We made people think more was automatically better. The body is cleverer than that. It responds to the right amount of challenge, then quietly gets to work while you're off living your life. Which, medically speaking, is much more efficient than arguing with a squat rack. Finish your workout with energy to spare. Sleep well. Eat enough protein for your needs. If you're considering supplements such as creatine, it's worth discussing them with your healthcare professional first, especially if you have kidney disease or other medical conditions. The payoff? You stop dreading tomorrow's stiffness and start looking forward to your next session. Now that your recovery matches your effort, there's one movement pattern I'd never ignore again. Pull more than you push. Most men love pushing exercises. Bench presses, push-ups, overhead presses. Nothing wrong with them. The problem is that many of us spend the rest of the day sitting with rounded shoulders, then head to the gym and round them a little more. Rows, resistance band movements, and supported pulling movements help balance that equation. Better than adding another chest exercise? For most men over 50, absolutely. Strong upper back muscles help support posture and keep the shoulders moving comfortably. Start with a resistance band if needed. Pull your elbows back, gently squeeze your shoulder blades together, then return with control. Once you can perform 12 clean repetitions, progress to a cable row or dumbbell row. Core engaged, chest tall. No leaning backward to convince the weight you've won. Nobody has ever impressed their spine by cheating a row. The payoff arrives quietly. You stand taller. Reaching into cupboards feels easier. Long drives leave your shoulders less cranky. And we arrive at the habit that ties everything together. Leave your ego in the parking lot. If 20 years in the gym taught me anything, it's this. Your body doesn't care what used to be on the bar. It only responds to what you can do well today. Some days you'll feel strong. Other days you'll wonder whether someone secretly replaced gravity overnight. That's normal. Adjust the weight. Improve the movement. Come back tomorrow. Consistency beats occasional heroics almost every time. The strongest men I know in their 60s aren't trying to prove they're still 30. They're building bodies that let them hike with friends, lift grandchildren without hesitation, work in the garden, and wake up ready for another day instead of recovering from the last one. That's real strength.